In the mid-21st century, a barbaric alien race called the Strogg launched a massive invasion on Earth. While the invasion was originally believed to be an attempt to strip the planet of its natural resources, humans soon discovered the Strogg are only after one thing: the human remains of those they kill. Through a horrific process, the limbs and flesh of the fallen are fused with metal and machinery to create the monstrosities that are the alien Strogg. The Strogg battled the human race for years on Earth, but as resources became depleted, Earth mounted a counter-assault on the Strogg homeworlds. The first assault force was launched from the fleet and encountered massive resistance. Most of the dropships were destroyed by the Strogg homeworld's defense weapon, known as the Big Gun. One surviving Marine broke through and was able to destroy the Big Gun and ultimately defeat the Strogg leader, the Macron. However, the war did not end there. The Strogg proved to be extremely resilient, and as the war continued to rage, the Strogg regrouped and constructed a new and more powerful Macron. Quake 4 is a first-person shooter video game developed by Raven Software and published by Activision in 2005. It is the fourth installment in the Quake series, and it follows the events of Quake 2. The game's storyline is set in the year 2247, where humanity is fighting a losing war against the Strogg, a technologically advanced alien race who invade Earth to harvest its resources and assimilate its population into their cybernetic army. You play as Matthew Kane, a member of the elite Rhino Squad sent to lead a mission to infiltrate Strogg-held areas and take down the enemy's Nexus Core, their central intelligence hub. From the start, Quake 4's single-player campaign feels like a true continuation of the previous Quake games, with its fast-paced, arcade-style shooting and emphasis on brutal, visceral combat. The graphics are also a huge step up from Quake 2, with much more detailed character models and environments, as well as a cinematic approach to storytelling that's never been seen before in the series. After our dropship is shot down, a battle for survival begins. Once again, the polluted and sinister world of Strogos will become our battlefield. Unlike previous installments, in Quake 4 we will be accompanied by various Marine units to meet our objectives. At least on our initial missions, we're going to have a team behind us. This time we are not alone. There are a total of 7 different Marine squads that the player works with throughout the campaign: Rhino Squad, Raven Squad, Viper Squad, Badger Squad, Saber Squad, Cobra Squad, and Eagle Squad. Each squad has its own unique characteristics and personalities, and the player is required to work closely with them to complete the missions. The Space Marine Corps is the military organization that the player character Matthew Kane belongs to. The SMC is an elite unit of soldiers that are tasked with fighting against the Strogg. The Space Marine Corps is highly trained and well-equipped, with access to advanced weapons, armor, and technology. They are capable of operating in a variety of environments, from the surface of a planet to the depths of space. The SMC's primary mission is to eliminate the Strogg threat. The SMC employs a variety of tactics and strategies in their fight against the Strogg, including using heavy weapons, deploying tactical assets like turrets and mines, and engaging in close-quarters combat. Overall, the Space Marine Corps is portrayed as a highly capable and dedicated military organization, with a clear sense of purpose and a willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve their mission. Quake 4 features a variety of levels that take the player through a range of environments, from barren wastelands to sprawling alien cities. Overall, the level design is well crafted, with a good balance between linear progression and open exploration. Quake 4's levels are diverse and visually distinct, which keeps the game fresh and interesting throughout its campaign. The levels are designed to flow smoothly from one area to the next, with clear objectives and intuitive pathways that guide the player through the game. Now, when it comes to the atmosphere, the levels are richly detailed, whether it's the desolate ruins of a complex or the cold, metallic corridors of a Strogg base. While the levels offer some degree of exploration, they are still relatively linear in their progression. This can make the game feel somewhat predictable, as the player is often funneled down a specific path without much deviation. Despite this, Quake 4's level design remains a strong aspect of the game. The levels are challenging, well-designed, and visually impressive, making for a satisfying and immersive gaming experience. 。 In Quake 4, the Stroggification process is a major plot point and a central theme in the game's story. Stroggification is a process by which humans are transformed into cyborgs, a race of beings controlled by the Strogg, an alien race that has invaded Earth. The Stroggification process begins with the capture of human prisoners, who are then taken to Strogg facilities where they are subjected to a series of brutal experiments and surgeries. The Strogg use advanced technology to implant cybernetic devices into the human body, replacing or augmenting various organs and body parts. The process also involves the use of a substance known as nanomachines, which are microscopic robots that can repair damaged tissue and enhance the body's capabilities. The nanomachines are injected into the subject's body, where they bond with the cybernetic implants and further integrate the subject into the Strogg collective. As a result of the Stroggification process, the subject's physical abilities are greatly enhanced, giving them superhuman strength, speed, and resilience. However, their humanity is gradually eroded, and their minds become increasingly controlled by the Strogg. In the game's story, the player character, Corporal Matthew Kane, is a member of a Special Forces unit tasked with fighting against the Strogg invasion. During a mission, Kane is captured and subjected to the Stroggification process, but he manages to resist the process and retain his free will. He then goes on to use his enhanced abilities to fight against the Strogg and ultimately lead a successful assault on their homeworld. It is notable that the Strogg seem to be able to assemble units even from dead body parts. This requires highly advanced medical technology that is capable of reanimating dead tissue and also of controlling its biological functions. Failed transfers are disposed of into the waste processing facility. Though the success rate by far exceeds the failure rate, the number of Marines processed in the Strogg medical facility is so large that a significant number are failed transfers and their remains are recycled into Stroyant through various major Strogg facilities. Interiors of facilities have been explored that are virtually paved with the bones and rotted flesh of dead, horrifically mutilated and grinded human and Strogg soldiers. Quake 4 features different vehicles that the player can control at various points in the game. Here is a detailed breakdown of each vehicle. The hover tank is a fast and agile vehicle that can hover above the ground. It is equipped with a cannon that can quickly take out enemy targets. The hover tank is a highly mobile vehicle that can move quickly and easily around the battlefield. Its cannon can take out enemies with a single shot, but it has a slower rate of fire than the walker's machine gun. The hover tank is also less armored than the walker, making it more vulnerable to damage. The next vehicle is the walker. The walker is a large bipedal mech that is heavily armed and armored. It has a powerful machine gun and rocket launcher, making it a formidable opponent on the battlefield. The walker is a versatile vehicle, capable of both ranged and close quarters combat. Its machine gun can take out enemies at a distance, while its rockets can deal heavy damage to groups of enemies or structures. The walker is also heavily armored, making it able to withstand a lot of damage. The next vehicle is the Armored Personnel Carrier, APC. The APC is a heavily armored vehicle that is used to transport troops across dangerous areas. It is equipped with a machine gun and can also fire rockets. The player controls the APC in the fourth vehicle section, where they must navigate through a Strogg-controlled city while escorting a convoy of friendly APCs and destroying enemy forces. Now, when it comes to graphics, the ID Tech 4 engine used in Quake 4 is a powerful and flexible engine that allowed for the creation of a highly immersive and engaging game. Its advanced graphical capabilities, physics engine, and flexible gameplay mechanics allowed the developers to create a game that was both visually stunning and fun to play. The engine's optimization for performance also ensured that the game could be enjoyed by a wide range of players, regardless of their hardware configurations. One of the key features of the ID Tech 4 engine is its advanced lighting and shadowing technology. The engine is capable of dynamic lighting and shadows, which means that the lighting and shadows in the game are affected by the movement of objects and characters in real time. This creates a more realistic and immersive environment for the player. The engine also features advanced physics technology, which allows for realistic interactions between objects in the game world. This means that objects can be moved, destroyed, and interacted with in a realistic way, adding to the immersion and realism of the game. One of the most impressive aspects of Quake 4 is its sound design, which is both immersive and terrifying. The sound effects and music create a sense of tension and foreboding, and the voice acting is top-notch. However, Quake 4 is not without its flaws. The game's AI can be frustratingly predictable, and the game's pacing can sometimes feel uneven, with some levels feeling like filler between the more intense action set pieces. In the game Quake 4, there are a total of 10 weapons available for players to use. These weapons provide a variety of offensive options to combat the game's adversaries. Here is a list of the weapons in Quake 4: blaster, machine gun, shotgun, hyper blaster, nail gun, railgun, dark matter gun, lightning gun, rocket launcher, and grenade launcher. The game's weapons are designed to offer a variety of different playstyles and strategies, allowing players to adapt their tactics to different situations. Some weapons are more effective at long range, while others are better for close-quarters combat. Players must master the use of each weapon, as well as the timing and movement necessary to dodge incoming attacks and deliver accurate shots. Overall, the gunplay in Quake 4 is fast-paced, challenging, and requires a mix of skill, strategy, and quick reflexes to succeed. In conclusion, Quake 4 is a thrilling and engaging first-person shooter. With its fast-paced gameplay, dynamic movement system, and wide range of weapons, the game offers a lot of variety and depth to the gameplay, making for an immersive and exciting experience. The single-player campaign is well-written and engaging, with a narrative that keeps players invested in the story until the very end. The game's graphics and sound design are top-notch, creating an intense and immersive atmosphere that adds to the excitement of the gameplay. While the multiplayer mode may not have the same level of popularity as some other games in the genre, it still offers a fun and competitive experience for those who enjoy online play. Overall, Quake 4 is a solid addition to the Quake franchise, offering an intense and challenging first-person shooter experience that delivers on all fronts. With its impressive graphics, engaging gameplay, and immersive story, Quake 4 is a must-play for fans of the genre and the Quake franchise. The total length of the single-player campaign in Quake 4 can vary depending on the player's skill level and play style. However, on average, it takes around 8 to 12 hours to complete the game's campaign. This estimate is based on the assumption that the player is playing on a normal difficulty setting and is not rushing through the game. Players who choose to play on harder difficulties or take their time exploring each level may find that the campaign takes longer to complete. The ending of Quake 4 is a satisfying conclusion to the game's narrative, offering a resolution to the conflict between the humans and the Strogg, while also leaving open the possibility for future games in the Quake franchise. My final score for Quake 4 is 8 out of 10. Until the next video.